Hey everyone, I wanted to go over the new and exciting news that we got for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak that's set to release on both the Nintendo Switch and on PC via Steam next year. And pretty much like I talked about, we got a brand new trailer pretty much right at the Game Awards. Sadly, it was in the pre-show. I think that's a little offensive. I think it definitely should have been shown in the full show, but you know, it is what it is. This is a game that's known quantity. We know what to expect. And, you know, it makes sense that they would put it in the pre-show, I guess. But yeah, we basically got this brand new trailer that I talked about. And I'm glad that they showed it. You know, I guess the sources were correct after all. And I'm definitely glad that we got some brand new information because remember, we've gone pretty much about 3.5 to 4 months without any new information for this game. And we have a little bit more information now than we did before. So let's go over it as best as possible. So first and foremost, let's make one thing very clear. That character that you actually got to see, that is not Rondine. That is apparently Rondine's sister. So I was fooled like everybody else, but that's not her. Apparently she uses a different type of weapon, but this is her sister, so she uses pretty much like a sword. So that's interesting. Sword and shield, it seems to be. So, you know, it is what it is. That is not Rondine, interestingly enough. We did get a look at a brand new area, this new crystallized arena type of area. Obviously, there's very little footage to go off, so it's hard to say. They're not necessarily naming it either from the information that I saw afterwards. This is why it took a little bit of a time to make this video, just so I could gather some information and actually go over it as best as possible. So we don't necessarily have any names for the areas. So presumably this is not the second area that we've seen, but again, we don't necessarily have a name for it, but there seems to be some sort of crystal layers and stuff like that, or presumably this is just outside of the castle that we saw before. So again, no details there. What we do know is that the monster that they showcased, his name is actually Lunagaron. There's no real details for the monsters just yet. I'm actually going to be looking over the official website, see if they update the profile or anything along those lines at a later date. Maybe the Japanese Twitter account go ahead and post something later. But for right now, we know that the monster is called Lunagaron, and as they mentioned in the story, it does seem to have a little bit of a transformation based on a phase. It did make me think of like Samtrios, I believe is what it's called, the shark one. Remember when the shark kind of blows up and it has like the big bulgy stomach area and it's just kind of bouncing around? For some reason, whenever it did like that crack like noise and like the back of it, the crystals kind of popped up a little bit, it did make me think of that in that regard. So, you know, it's not obviously the same type of monster. This one seems more closer to Odogaron, I guess, from Monster Hunter World, and maybe even like Tobi Kadachi. Like, it just kind of gives me that vibe, like a wolf type monster, stuff like that. But again, interesting that we have a brand new monster now to go off, Lunagaron, and you know, with Malzeno obviously being the flagship one, it's interesting to see that we have, you know, just another monster coming. I am wondering one thing though. We did know originally from very long time ago, this is before Rise came out, regarding like what type of like Western themes this game was actually going to follow. One of the things that we know is that the Monster Hunter Rise does follow like Japanese, you know, ghosts and spirits of folklore, and the idea always was that Sunbreak, or before we even knew the name of it, would be doing something regarding the Western. So maybe the dragon, you know, the zombie, you know, blood-sucking type of thing from Malzeno, that makes sense. And Lunagaron is something a little bit different in that regard. So, you know, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Again, lore information is always crucial to this, so we'll just have to wait and see for now. Now, one of the things that we did get a confirmation on is that there's going to be, of course, 3 brand new amiibos being released. They're going to be releasing a Palamute Malzeno armored amiibo. There's going to be a Malzeno amiibo, pretty much just the monster himself. Think of the Magnamalo one. It's pretty much going to be that, a bigger version of it. And a Palico Malzeno armored amiibo. So there's going to be 3 brand new ones. Presumably, there's also going to be, you know, if they're doing the amiibos, then they're going to do a collector's edition. Same way that they did with Monster Hunter Rise. Same way that they did with Monster Hunter Stories 2. So, you know, this is pretty much a given. It makes sense. You know, Capcom loves their collector's edition. So expect a collector's edition for Sunbreak. And now we know that there's going to be, at the very least, 3 separate amiibos coming for the Switch version. We also know that each one of these amiibos now will be unlocking special layered armor when used in Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. So, you know, typical stuff in the same way from the Rise Amiibos, the Palico, the Palamute, and the Magnum Aloe. They gave you layered armor. Presumably, this one is going to do the same thing. I don't know if it's the one that they're actually wearing or if it's going to be a little bit different. We don't know. But for now, again, it's just, you know, it's early. So we're just, you know, we're trying to piece into the information. So we'll just have to wait and see what those armors actually end up looking like. But if you're actually looking at the Amiibos, you know, they're looking pretty fly. I think that, you know, the Malzeno one is interesting. I definitely love just the pose that it has. And I love the Palico one just with the sword sticking out. The Palamute one does remind me of one of like the coral armors that is available in the game right now. So, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, Amiibos and armors are just, you know, intertwined in the way that they actually have always been. I did notice just as I'm actually recording this, interestingly enough, that the Japanese Twitter account did make a post regarding Lunagaran, I believe is what the name was. Yeah, Lunagaran. Sorry, I'm actually double checking as I'm recording. And it basically reads, a new monster in Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak has been revealed. This is a fang dragon species that's also known as an ice wolf dragon. So yeah, pretty much as I was saying, it looks like a wolf. It pretty much is a wolf. And they're saying that it's a fang dragon species. So, you know, whatever that actually means, you know, we'll just have to wait and see. Again, to me, it seems like a Tobi Kadachi type, you know, so, or Odogaron to me in that regard. Skeletal types, you know, that's pretty much what it looks like to me. The last thing that I want to go over is the fact that obviously we did know that there's going to be a new base where you are going to be venturing off from. This is actually, we found out, I want to say about 3 weeks ago, they were talking about in one of the Japanese posts for the Twitter account that we were going to be pretty much venturing out of a brand new place. Now, they did not say it's going to be a new island, a new area from like overseas or like the new world or anything along those lines. They did not make any distinctions. But based off of the information that we saw from the trailer itself, pretty much you are taking a ship somewhere. So this could be potentially in the new world. But they did say that this place is called Elgato. I don't really like that name because it makes it sound like the video capturing devices, you know, but not the point. So it is interesting that they showed that off and, you know, it's going to be a brand new place. Again, what does that ultimately entail? You know, we'll just have to wait and see. But, you know, brand new area to explore, brand new places. Obviously, presumably the castle area will be surrounding this. And we'll just have to wait and see what the map actually showcases once the game is fully out. But yeah, I'm so excited that we finally got a trailer. I did talk about this as we were expecting it. You know, it was coming. It wasn't necessarily that big a surprise to me, to people like me who have been talking about this for a couple of weeks. If you've been following my channel, you knew this was coming. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I know I did. And I'm just ready to see more information being provided, you know, by Capcom as we head into pretty much, you know, the winter months, and essentially summer is right around the corner, hopefully. If you're brand new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up. And as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya.